Hello, today we're here to talk to two actors, Franca and Connor, about rehearsal and preparing and being on set as an actor. So let's begin. What does the rehearsal process kind of look like for you? What is involved in that?
I think for this project, we had so much time to go through drafts and get familiar with the text, with the language. So for me, it's always just reading the text with another person. I've hopefully worked on it as much as I can to myself, like at home on my own. And sometimes you can get a bit caught up in your own visions of the character. So as soon as you have another person to read off of and to react off of, things start to change immediately.
I love a bit of improvisation personally. So we did a bit of it where we know our characters, or we have a general idea of where they're going and who they are. And then putting them with each other changes things, and that's exciting, and you have to respond to that feeling. And so you can start with an idea and it drastically changes, but that's the beauty of rehearsal, that if you don't rehearse, you're going in cold, and it's...
Rehearsal is for discovering all the potential ways you could take a scene and everything that could possibly happen. And I think you keep finding your character as you've rehearsed, like the more iterations of the scene you rehearse. Some things will feel right and some things you go, I don't think that's it.
Yeah.
And can I, get you actually to define in the rehearsal what actually occurs, or what did we do, or what do you normally do when working on a screen-based project?
I think early on in rehearsals, we talk a lot about the character motivations. What does my character want? What are they trying to get out of this person?
The basic objectives the wants and needs. You need to have those locked down, or otherwise you're just directionless almost.
Another big thing for this project, it was set in the 80s, so having a clear idea of given circumstances, and it doesn't just have to be 80s, it's relevant for anything, just knowing where your character has come from, what has happened beforehand, what has led up to this moment.
The stakes are so much higher, especially for this project, because we were filming on 16mm film, which as it's recording, you can hear the camera.
No, I can't mess up.
Because even more, time is money, and it's stressful. But if you've put in the rehearsal prior to the camera being rolling, you're just...
And there's even, we had on-set rehearsals as well, so we would rehearse the lines over and over before shooting.
Just like on the basic note of just knowing that you're not going to forget the lines is like really great. And
you don't want to have to be worrying about that when you're over the car. You want to just be playing off of the other person.
Being present and being responsive.
And the other thing, because I had a lot of scenes where it was just me, I did a lot of journaling as a character, because and I asked you early on for a journal because it was in the script that she does all this dream journaling, and that's why she's gone to this place. So for me, being able to write as the character and get into that mindset, I found it was then really useful on set. You might have seen me when it was just scenes on my own. I would just sit down and just start writing in the point of view, the state of mind that the character was in at that moment. And that's really useful for me.
To get you in the zone.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we've kind of touched on this a little bit, but how do you feel just before filming?
So nervous.
Terrified. For this project, I was scared. Like, I felt really nervous. And it's precisely because there's so much pressure, because we're working with expensive film stock, and you don't want to be the reason the film can't get back. Oh my God.
You don't want to be the reason you need a second take.
No.
And I think we ended up doing mainly 1 or 2 takes of everything. So that can be nerve-wracking on its own. And I guess in terms of dealing with that, you got to remind yourself to breathe. If you have another person, you try and rehearse the lines. Just, we do a lot of repetition. So like repeating each other's lines back and forth, just stuff that will get you in the zone and get you doing the scene so that you're not worried about doing it for the first time in front of the camera.
Yeah, absolutely. And knowing that the other person has you, if you're in that moment where you go, I have no idea what's next, looking at Franca and finding it in Franca, and vice versa, it's a team. Everything's a team with the director. Everyone wants the best product.
Yeah.
And just trusting that you've got it, it's there, and this is what you want to do. So devil in the fun of it all.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
And for you as an actor, what does the ideal on-set experience, filming experience look like for you?
I think having good communication with
Key.
with the director, with the crew. In this case, we had a small crew, so it was a lot of communication between everyone. If you have a bigger set, I think sometimes it's really useful to make sure the communication stream comes to the actors, comes through the director, like it sort of gets filtered out, because you don't want 50 people asking them different things. Just because we kind of want to be focusing on the character and the state of mind. It's not that we don't care, obviously, but it's easier if it's filtered through the director, who will also, gets the ultimate decision because they have the bigger vision.
Yeah, and it's like our objectives need to be clear in the scene, but everyone's objectives need to be clear on the set, because we need to know where we're going. What is this film that we're making? And if it's not quite refined, sometimes that's fun. Sometimes the fluidity is fun.
Yeah.
But for a set like this, we needed that, support that we've got you.
Yep.
This is the vision.
And that's why it was really useful. Helen, our cinematographer, talked about doing a block through before they do anything. And I find that really, really useful because, as she said, it's just a low pressure for the actors to just get the scene done. Everyone gets on the same page. We can work through the problems from there.
Yep. And so we do that block through without having equipment, without having the camera set up. It's just really for the cast to run the lines on the set, and the crew to and the crew to step back and just watch it.
And it's a gift also as actors, because I think once everything is set up, you have very particular eye lines and ways where you can turn and ways where you can't turn. So getting to do it once just naturally without thinking about blocking, without just being present with the other person is really useful.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And my final question then is, what's your advice for first-time directors working with actors? What would you say to those first-time directors?
It's so exciting working with any director, but particularly first-time directors, because they're so new to it all and they're finding their voice as a creative, and that's exciting. And we are scared, and I'm sure you're scared.
Oh my God. And you don't need to have a perfect vision. I think that's what I would say. Like, we are both there to find the answers together and figure out what this scene, what this character is together. You don't need to come in with this ultimate vision. And at the same time, you don't need to just, leave the actors to do their thing if you don't think that's right. Just we want feedback.
We trust your vision. We trust us, and it's just got to be a super trusting relationship. And also, don't be scared of actors, because they want to work. So message us if you want us to be in something, because we're going to say
reach
yes.
out. Yeah.
Because actors want to act, directors want to direct. Let's link up,
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much for sharing. That's been some great, insights into the whole process. Thank you very much for Connor and Franca coming in today to have a chat. Thank you both.
Thanks.